Sony has announced a new state of play for later today. Today, I'm going to be talking over my expectations and some light predictions for this state of play. My name is James, and I started this channel because I love playing and talking about video games. If that sounds like you, please make sure to hit the like button on this video, hit the subscribe button on my channel, and check out some of my other videos as well. Let's get started. Sony announced this state of play with a PlayStation blog post, and I believe they also put it on Twitter. So they announced it on May 27th. They said it's going to be roughly 30 minutes, and they said it's going to be reveals from our third-party partners, plus a sneak peek at several games in development for its PlayStation VR 2. I think it's also important to point out that this is not a PlayStation showcase. I'm not really thinking that there's going to be a lot of first-party games at this event. They went out of their way to say it's third-party partners. I think that we might see Capcom there. I think we'll definitely see Square Enix there. My first prediction expectation is that I think that we're going to see Square Enix there in some capacity. We know that Square Enix is working on a game called Forspoken that I believe is still slated for a 2022 launch, and we also know that they're working on Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. I think that would be a little bit too big for this event. I also think it's a little bit too early for that game. They haven't said anything that makes me feel like it's coming anytime soon. Final Fantasy 16, which third-party partner, we know this is confirmed to be a timed PlayStation exclusive. I don't know when the game was originally supposed to be slated for, but in December of 2021, Naoki Yoshida said more details would be coming in spring of 2022. And then in April of 2022, all they said was that the game was in the final stages of development. So I think this is a 2022 game. I'm not completely convinced that we're going to be seeing it at this event because, like I said, this isn't a PlayStation showcase. I think that Final Fantasy 16 is too big for this event. So my first expectation is that Square Enix is going to be there in some capacity. That's a pretty safe one. Second, which I haven't really seen people talking about this much, I think we're going to see some Star Wars at this event. We know that Sony has a good working relationship with Disney. They're trusted in their IP. We've seen what they've been able to do with Marvel. We know about 2 Star Wars games that are going to be coming to PlayStation 5. One of them is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which was just teased last week, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get a longer trailer for it at this event. The second one, we know that Aspyr is working on a Knights of the Old Republic remake. That one is confirmed to be a timed PlayStation 5 exclusive, so definitely third-party partner meets our criteria there. So my second prediction is that I think we're going to see Star Wars at this event in some capacity as well. My third one is that I think we'll see Sonic Frontiers. This one would be Sega. I don't know if, as far as exclusivity, if Sega is really considered a third-party partner, but since they're both Japanese companies, that they have a history of working together, I think of them as being one of Sony's third-party partners, so I threw Sonic Frontiers in here. Sonic Frontiers is still slated for a 2022 release. We had gameplay for Sonic Frontiers just come out a couple days ago. I think that at this event, we're going to get a release date for Sonic Frontiers. Number 4, I lumped these 2 together because they're both kind of small, and one of them is a little obvious. I think that we're going to see what Camouflage is working on. Camouflage is the studio that made Iron Man VR, and we don't know what they've done since then. We know that that game sold pretty well, and they've said that if that game sold well, that they would be interested in making another Iron Man VR game, so I don't really think it's gonna be Iron Man 2 VR, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see them here with another Marvel game or another VR game altogether, as they made one good VR game, and we know that part of this 30-minute presentation is going to be focusing on games for PlayStation VR 2. The second one, I'm not so sure about this one, but I'm confident enough to put it in here, is that I think that we're going to see Horizon Call of the Mountain in some capacity as well. I don't think that they're going to give like a date for it because it's confirmed a launch game for PSVR 2. They've told us that this game is coming, and all we've seen is like a 15-second teaser. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of story, like a story trailer for the game or something for Call of the Mountain. I'd be pretty surprised if we don't. I'd be surprised if they have an event somewhat focusing on PlayStation VR 2 games and not showing Call of the Mountain. Who knows? I don't know. My predictions are always pretty bad. So, what do I really know? The last one, number 5. I don't think we're going to see God of War at this event. I really don't. I've been convinced. I was very much saying that I didn't think this game was coming out until 2023. Between it getting rated in South Korea and them releasing the accessibility options, and they announced yesterday that God of War 2018 is a PS Plus game for June. All of these things are pointing to this is coming out soon. However, I still think that game is much too big to show at a State of Play. The biggest thing that I remember them ever showing at a State of Play is an extended trailer for The Last of Us Part 2 without a release date. So, what I'm expecting is them not to show God of War at this event. I wouldn't be surprised to see an actual PlayStation showcase later in the year. Last year we had one in September. September might be a little bit late if they're going to try to get it out this year. We also next week have Jeff Keighley's event, and I feel, even though PlayStation has a history of kind of wanting their own spotlight, I wouldn't be surprised if they announce a release date for God of War at Jeff Keighley's event next week. Something like that, I feel like, will dominate the show. And if you're PlayStation, I feel like that's what you would want. That's all I have for my State of Play predictions and expectations. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure in the comment section to let me know what you are expecting from this State of Play. And make sure to check out some of my other videos as well. I've got new Let's Plays going up every Monday and Wednesday, and other videos going up about my favorite games, favorite experiences, all that good stuff every Friday. As always, the best way to keep up with me is on Twitter at James_Solar. Thanks, guys.